Hi there, welcome to 3Spoonies. We are your hosts, Claire, Joe, and Karen. This is episode number 16, and we're discussing Feast and Famine. Join us as we dive in. The Awards People is a specialist award writing agency who help you get the recognition you deserve for your achievements. Over the years, they've gotten to know about and meet so many individuals, charities, companies, and organisations that offer amazing products and services, but who rarely get recognised for it, or who enter awards but never get further than the nomination stage. This is where the awards people come in, with their experience and expertise in writing multi-award winning applications. Whether you're looking for initial research into what awards are available for you to enter, or support with your award nominations and/or award submission forms, the awards people are the people for you. So I'm Claire from Sparkle's Gift Boutique.
And I'm Joe from Bright Cat Business Solutions.
And I'm Karen from Pony Pony Pony.
And we are 3Spoonies navigating our way through life and business with not enough spoons. Today we have our special guest, James Scudder, to discuss Feast and Famine with us. So Joe, over to you.
Okay, well, first of all, James, thank you for coming and joining us. Would you like to tell us who you are and what you do to start with?
Cool. So first of all, thank you all for having me. Lovely to be here. I'm James and I run a company called 76 Services. We provide IT support to owner-managed businesses, particularly around the Buckingham and Berkshire area. We do it people as far-flung as Belfast and down south of Brighton. So I like to say we're a true B2B, just because I need that. So if you can get me another B more northern than Belfast, I'll be very pleased. So yeah. No, so yeah, it's great to be here. That's a little bit about us and what we do.
Fabulous. And the idea for this episode came about after myself and James had a chat at an award ceremony, because it's something that isn't talked about generally in the business community, and you're not allowed to say that you're struggling because that looks bad. But as small businesses, it's something we all do, because there is such a thing as feast and famine. We're either ridiculously busy or we've got no work. It seems to be one or the other. And I know, James, you've experienced this personally with your business. Would you like to tell us about that?
Yeah, so as mentioned, the Feast and Famine, it's this weird roller coaster that every business goes on, but we all like to pretend we're always in a feast period for some bizarre reason. But yeah, we had a famine period last October and we struggled, and we were concerned about the business, and we kind of approached all our staff and we said, look, here we go, we're in a little bit of trouble. This is what's going on. Everyone pulled up their bootstraps and we got on with it. And yeah, we came through, but it's a scary time when you're going through those famine periods that every business does go through it, but no one really talks about it. They tend to keep it hidden away, which I don't think is a good thing. The second we had a problem, I put my hand up and went to everyone in all our business circles, our business network groups, and went, guys, we're in a bit of trouble here. And everybody went, well, what can we do to help? And that was the main thing, is that everybody's really scared. You go to these networking events, you see people do a presentation like, oh, my business has grown this all the time. No one sits there and says, yeah, we're struggling. We don't know if we're going to pay the bills this month, or if we're going to pay the bills in 3 months' time or 5 months' time, because a lot of people, and Karen, you'll understand this, you're not marketing really for right now. You're marketing for 3 to 6 months ahead, 6 to 12 sort of thing. You're planning it ahead for that journey. And then a lot of people, they only ever do their marketing when they're in that famine period, because they go, we've got nothing coming in. And so then they do a marketing period, go, right, we're going to market heavily for a month, do a bit of cold calling, a bit of flyering, leafleting, whatever they're doing, then get really busy. So months 2 and 3, they're then delivering the work. And then they go, we've got nothing left. And so it's that feast and famine roller coaster. I'm sitting there saying, look, you need to find a way to balance that out. Don't always aim to be gorging yourself on new work. Aim to sit somewhere in the middle ground where you've just got a trickle of it coming through and just ride it, and you'll be fine. But people don't talk about this, unfortunately. So it's great to be here and talk about this. As Joe discussed, we had a wonderful conversation about this, and my God, I can rabbit on, and I've realised I'm rabbiting on right now, so I'm going to shut up.
So rabbit on. But yeah, we did have this conversation because, like you, this year I was really struggling. I didn't know how we were going to pay the bills. We've come through that, thankfully. It's still a little bit tight and not quite where I want it, but it's getting there. But yeah, people don't they let their marketing drop off. One problem, but it's also the outside factors of what's going on in the world. Do people have money? And right at the moment, people are struggling. So that's had a massive effect. And I assume with all of us. But yet I was actually criticised at one point for saying, right, we need to make some money to pay the bills. This is an offer I'm throwing out. And you actually took it up, James, just to sort of top up that money. And it's like, oh, you shouldn't say you're struggling. It's like, but if everybody says, no, everything's fine, we never talk about it.
Well, I think it's I really liked it when you done that because it's just very honest. And obviously, me, you, and Karen always talk, so we always know when we're each struggling, and we're just like, oh my God, there's bills, and I have no money. But it's to put it out there and to be open about it and be like, okay, look, I need to pay the bills. Who can take up this offer to help me out? Like, and not being funny, we buy from people. That's the whole point of it. They say to be your authentic self, so why not talk about the hard times as well? Because it's not just all good.
No,
So I think you've done a great thing by being honest about it.
That you don't know who else in the room needed to hear that at that time. There may have been someone who's going, everyone else is a proper business and I'm failing and I'm terrible. And it's like, no, do you know what? Sometimes it's just tricky. Sometimes it can be a knock on. Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes it's something that happened 6 months ago that had a bit of an effect, and it's not always your fault. It's not always something you could have foreseen, or it's not something that you did realize and make the connection. So sometimes it's only when you're having the conversations that you suddenly go, oh, actually, I had something similar. And then a few months later, this happened. But if we're not honest, that never happens.
Yeah, and I'm with James that I think we should be honest about these things because, on like social media, it looks great to go, hey, I'm thriving, everything's good. And I've actually had people in client calls saying, oh, your business is thriving while we were really struggling. But it's like, and I've had clients come to me, tell me that they're struggling, and I've been honest back with them and told them that so are we. And it's like, so they don't feel alone. And I think that's one of the big problems is during famine, people feel alone because everybody puts this facade on.
You see everyone else being like, oh, look, I'm doing this, or I'm doing, and it's just like, oh, I'm not doing as well. And you do kind of feel like, oh, what am I doing wrong? And it's not that you're doing anything wrong. You're just going through that stage.
Yeah.
And it's completely normal. It's just we're made to feel like everyone leads this perfect life that you see on social media. Social media is great for your business in some ways, but it's kind of horrible in other ways because it puts that expectation.
Yeah, it's very much, you can't quite see behind the curtain. So, James.
Yes.
In Feast.
Yes.
What are your recommendations to sort of stave off the famine? And should you go all out and try to be right at the top? Because I find that's when I get stressed, when there's too much in.
So we've had periods where we've had, way too much work on that we can cope with. And we've literally needed to be in 5 places at the same time. Now, a lot of our work in IT is generally remote, but sometimes you have to be on site. So what I did during a really bad famine period is I reached out to every IT support company in my local area and said, hey, I'm here. Are you a bit busy at the moment? If you are, do you need an engineer for a day? If so, I've got engineers you can have. They're desperate to go. And that got some money in, but it also introduced us to those other, what some people say are competitors. Okay, and this was a great thing. So when we had Feast here, this was back in May now. No, June, sorry, I tell you, June. It's in June, it's towards the beginning of June. I was like, right, I'm in trouble. I've got to get this project done. I haven't got the resource right now to get this done. Can someone please come in, put it out into our little group WhatsApp? And I had 2 companies come back to me and say, yeah, we can spare an engineer. Done. And it reached out, and we survived that Feast period. Because the Feast period can be just as scary as a famine period, because then you're sitting there going, I'm too busy. I might drop the ball. I might lose work. I could damage my reputation. Now, having these relationships with what people typically see as competitors helped us massively. And I'm saying, look, it's not a competitor, it's a collaborator. In fact, out of that period, we had this new customer that came on board. They had a phone system that we didn't know how to support. They wanted us to support it. We didn't know. So we spoke to one of the other companies. We went, can you guys do this? And I went, yeah, here's the deal. So they support the phone system for them. The billing comes for us. We don't put any markup on it. I spoke to the customer. I said, look, we don't do that. But I've got this other company. They're going to charge me X amount, and then I'm going to just, do you want them to bill you directly, or do you want it to go to me? And I went, no, we want one bill. I was like, that's fine. Excuse me, here it is, straight through and done. And they were so happy with that because we found a way to carry on, and we got through that feast period by once again reaching out and asking for help, because you need help in that one, because everybody's been there and you've gone, I've got too much work on. It's a first world problem to have, of course, but it's happened to all of us at some point. Just as bad as a famine, a feast can be quite thing, and then it's trying to carry that on as well. And if you've got people you can rely on whilst you're in a feast period, you can then almost sort of shimmy that work out a little bit and carry your marketing ready, so you're not going to have a famine period that follows it. You're then protected. So that would be my advice, is reach out to the people in your industry that are all around you and ask them to say, please come in and help. And you'll be surprised how many people say yes. Because for all they're in a famine period and the extra work is going to do them great.
Yeah, that's great advice. I mean, I work with 3 other VA companies to do the same, and it's really helped from our last famine period when everything was going a bit wrong. They were my lifeline, and it's built from there. So yeah, reach out to your industries, work together.
One of the big things we've learned through networking as well was like it is a lot about collaboration and not competition. And even with the stuff that I do and making things, there's certain things that I don't do because I don't have the equipment for it. But I've now got connections that I can refer people onto, or if they want me to do it, I will just, because I'm not making it, I'll just charge them the same and just get it sent on to them as like a bit of a drop ship kind of thing. But it all works because then when people I reach out to help, when they need something done, they come to me. So it is about kind of building your business circle.
And also, sort of, once you have collaborated with someone, whether that's sort of a bit of a cover or something you don't know, or a joint project, they know their stuff, and there's that confidence then, because I wouldn't want to refer to someone just because I'd come across their name. I'd want to know they do what they say they do, what they're good at, how they work. And it's that thing, isn't it? Almost like the matchmaking thing. It's like, I know 2 people who do something similar. You'll get on well with this person, or this person will keep you on track, things like that. And you don't know until you work with someone exactly how that's going to happen.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It's all about collaboration. And if you can get that middle ground where you've got enough work in, you're making a good profit, that's the golden line. But it is really difficult to tread that. It is a roller coaster, and it does come as feast and famine. But always remember to keep marketing. Even if you're full, make sure your name's out there, because rebuilding that once it's dropped is much harder. And talk to people. Even if you're not going to networking meetings, I would suggest at least a few. Make sure you're still building your connections online with your industry and outside it. Ladies, do you have any questions for our lovely James? James, you are also the first man we've had as a guest, so woo!
Oh, so you are.
I feel privileged.
Before me and Karen throw anything at him, not literally, obviously, should we have a little ads from our sponsors?
We should. It's spoonfuls of loveliness from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Liz Drury, a voiceover artist working from a professional home studio for clients around the world. My job is to make your business sound amazing. I can be the educated voice of company videos explaining your products or services, the friendly voice of the company phone system, the knowledgeable voice narrating online training courses, even the trustworthy voice promoting your offers in radio or podcast adverts, which is exactly what I'll be doing in forthcoming 3Spoonies episodes. Find out more about me on my website, lizdrury.co.uk.
Welcome back. Today we are with James Scudder discussing Feast and Famine. I'm going to throw it over to you, ladies. Do you want to ask any questions of James?
What has been kind of the biggest thing you've learned from both the feast and famine side of things?
I think the biggest thing that I personally learned, not as a company, but me personally, is being prepared to put your hand up. There is strength in showing your vulnerability. So just like if you imagine you've got your dog at home, if you've got a dog, you'll know at some point they'll show you their belly to be rubbed. It's not necessarily they want it to be rubbed. They're showing their comfort around you, showing their most vulnerable area. As a business owner, when you're in a feast or a famine period and you're nervous about your business, showing you're vulnerable to people is a form of trust, showing you trust them as well. So be prepared to do that, because you will need to do it at some point, and it will be both the scariest thing and the most exhilarating thing you will do as a business owner, because you will see the responses that come back and you'll just be shocked, and it will make you realize that everything you're doing is worthwhile. As a business, I'd say it's probably very similar, but it's one of these things that you'll hear lots of people turn around to you as a business and give you the advice of saying, fake it till you make it. Okay. Don't do that. Everyone sees through it. Everyone's given it a go at some point. We've all posted up online that we've got this plush, massive office, or we've rented a service. You've rented a PO box somewhere and gone, yeah, we've got an office here in central London and all of this. And everyone does it. You sit and say, have you really got an office on Bond Street in central London? You're really doing that well. You're a one-man. It's not, everyone sees through it. We all have a little snicker at the people that do it. Everyone knows it's rubbish. Save the money. Don't do it. Save the money. Just tell people and go, I'm a one-man band. I work from home. No one cares nowadays. Okay, as long as you get the job done, no one cares. I can't remember who said it earlier on. I think it was Joe or Claire. People buy from people. People don't buy from business. They'll buy from the person who like this person. They don't care where you're based.
Yeah,
it's
really important.
Yeah,
even Danger Mouse only got to Baker Street.
Oh.
Oh, that made me giggle way too much, Karen.
Sorry, that's my. Can we make that our sort of little motivational gif?
Well,
That's the next sticker, I think. But yeah,
Oh, definitely.
Only got to Baker Street. I like it.
proper question, as in actual question. But how far ahead do you think people should be planning?
I think this is quite a thing that is business dependent. Whereas for someone like myself, because most people, they might have an IT support contract in place, so they might have a 3 or a 6 month or even a year's notice period. So we tend to work on 3, 6 and 12 blocks, because that tends to be what we find are in people's contracts for us. Now, if you're, say, I don't know, a car repair person, well, generally people need their repair. They call up and say, we need my car being repaired. You're a mechanic, you're a body shop, or anything like that. That's an instant thing. So you're constantly preparing for that point in time. So anything you're marketing, you're doing, you almost want an instant hit. So you want to post up on your local Facebook groups almost. I personally, what I would do and say, I need this. Okay, here it is. I fix these. Crashed your car, cracked your bumper. I can fix that for you. Post exactly what you do. Whereas for someone like myself, because I'm B2B, I'll be posting up going, are you aware of this potential change that is in 18 months' time? Microsoft are blocking this old version of Windows. Apple's blocking this old version of iOS. Are you aware of this? Have you prepared for that? I'm marketing for people in 18 months' time or whatever it is. So I'm preparing for that much longer period. And then when someone goes, oh, hold on, we've got a contract. I remember someone saying something about this. Then they look you up. It's making sure you're in the back of their mind. For me, is my goal. I'm not quite a front of mind business. Whereas coming back to the car body shop, then yes, in my experience, you very much need to be front of mind, because you need to be there to say someone goes, got to get my car fixed. Or you're a plumber. Oh, my tap's leaking or something like that. There's different types of businesses, but as your business owner, you'll know how quick people need your services and how quick they'll come over. If you can onboard a new customer in a day, then yeah, you're marketing for then and now. But someone like a B2B service, you're probably going to be on a contract. A mobile phone contract, you could be on a 2-year contract. You could be marketing for people 2 years ahead if you resell mobile phones. Internet lines, I just signed a 3-year contract. So anybody marketing to me now is preparing for sale 3 months in advance. Not 3 months, 3 years, sorry. So yeah, that's my experience anyway.
Good answer.
You know, I get that for where I make things, I plan ahead. So I'm already planning making Halloween stock and Christmas stock, and it's only August. So I've like June, July was my time of like, what do I want to make? And then because I have to make it to sell it, it's like, right, start planning it. So if anything goes wrong as I'm doing the first few designs, I can tweak it, get it perfect, and then advertise the shit out of it.
That's
Carrie's going to
different.
moan at me for swearing there.
Well, that's how we got our first E rating. Thanks there.
Diana, come on, episode 2 was fairly sweary.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do my best.
Do you have any general tips for people to avoid feast and famine?
So to avoid feast and famine, I would always say that you need to always be marketing. Always have something that's going out there. Facebook, for instance, and Karen will be able to attest this one. On Facebook, you've got a scheduler on there. Sit down of a weekend, schedule up a month's worth of Facebook posts, couple of hours, just put them in a schedule, and then it could just go out. And then if you forget to go and comment or reply back to people, you've at least put it out there. You've at least got something there, schedule that in. If you're going to send out some letters or an email campaign, once again, if you're using MailChimp or anything like that, you can schedule it. All this stuff, schedule it. Just sit down and go, right, I'm now going to do it. Have 2 hours a month and just say, right, we're just going to do a quick bit of marketing, schedule it. Okay, just 2 hours a month is nothing out of you, because then 2 hours a month, you could schedule blog posts on your website. You could do anything to help get extra traffic. It's just going to be that making sure you schedule. Google My Business posts. So many people forget about Google My Business. I'm obsessed with that thing. And everybody goes, well, it's not social media. I'm like, no, that's the best thing for your business ever. Use it. You can schedule for that as well. Schedule. Just plan ahead, a couple of hours a month. Even if you do one thing a week, that's better than nothing. Because the second you stop, as was said earlier on, getting that train going again is quite difficult.
It is. And I endorse that message. Bulk scheduling really helps you get into the flow of things. Everything comes out better than if you're panicking going, oh, what am I putting out now?
Mm.
And yes, Google My Business does do posts. It's very good. I also use it. Fabulous. Claire, back over to you.
James, do you also have anything that you would like to offer or promote to our listeners, viewers?
I think the main thing that we like to offer out to small businesses is Microsoft 365. Most people are using Microsoft 365 generally in their business. Did you know there's just over at present, there's over 600 different line items on Microsoft 365. Do you know how easy it is to buy the wrong product, either spending over or spending too little, buying the wrong line item? For instance, £3.80 a month can get you a mailbox. Okay, just an email with Microsoft 365. Or £5.50 from Microsoft will get you a mailbox, Microsoft Teams, OneDrive, the web version of Word, the web version of Excel, SharePoint, and an Azure AD logon. So for that, just over £1 extra a month, you get so much more. And then you find people are buying Dropbox. And then with that, you'll get things like forms. So you could do the quick forms fill in. Microsoft Bookings, which is their version of Calendly, so you don't need to pay for that. You could do video conferencing on Teams. You get all of that. And you'll find people are buying these lots of little services. Then we offer a free review. So come to us and just say, right, I'm using Microsoft 365. I want to make sure I'm actually using what I'm paying for. Most people aren't. You're using about 90, losing about 90% of what you pay out for, because it's just sitting there idle. Okay. Like, I'm going to guess most people haven't heard of Microsoft Bookings. Most people tend to draw a blank. It's Microsoft version of Calendly. It was always built in there. But because people aren't using it, it's there. So yeah, we'll do a quick free review. Give us a shout. Let us know. We'll dive in. Make sure you're using it and make sure you're licensed correctly as well.
Made a note of that, so we'll have a look. Otherwise I will forget. So thank you for joining us. And yes, thanks for being here and letting us question you and everything. And thank you for joining us, 3Spoonies, on episode 16, Feast and Famine. We would love to know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our weekly podcast and leave us a review. You can find us on social media, and we would love it if you would join us in the Business Success Network for Disabled Entrepreneurs Facebook group. You can also buy us a coffee if you like what we do. The links are in the show notes. We will see you next week for community questions. Have a great day and keep track with your spoons.